how do we come back to shared reality together when it seems record numbers of people are suffering from mass delusional conspiracy thinking on both sides of the political spectrum?
Well, the real question is, who wants us involved in these massive conspiracies, and how are they convincing us to think this way? All right, that was irony. Sorry. I'm back. Yes. Well, here's the problem, I think, really, is that the unprecedented complexity of our informational environment and the collapse of the structures that are supposed to help us make sense of it have resulted in a kind of sense vacuum. And conspiratorial thinking is natural because conspiracies are real. They happen. They're not uncommon. And therefore, speculation about what might be the result of them is not novel. It's ancient. So the real question is, are there conspiracies? Yeah, lots of them. Most conspiracy hypotheses, wrong. That's automatic, just as most hypotheses about anything will be wrong. So how, especially in the neighborhood of conspiracy, does one exert some kind of quality control? And it's not simple, because the rules that allow you to sort truth from fiction under regular, let's say, scientific circumstances don't apply, because a conspiracy will, by definition, try to create an explanation for something that is false in order to cover the true explanation. It's inherent.
Yeah.
So we need to do better about this. I will say I am in conversation with somebody that I'm hoping to put on the podcast soon, who I regard as an expert in this topic, and we will talk about it.
Excellent. I guess I will also say that we are trying to model some of what we do in order to detect and assess possible conspiracy hypotheses in our midst. And, information that comes in, often it's information that comes in as if it is 100% true. And then it turns out that there is a motivation behind the person who's feeding it to you. So, it's, at some level, you can't do absolutely everything in your life like this. I remember when we were in our 20s and, really trying to resist just about all of the received wisdom entirely. And I remember at one point we were like grocery shopping together and standing like in front of the paper towels going, what kind of paper towels should we buy? And it occurred to me, like, this is what brand loyalty is for on the positive side. Like, just you need some things in your life that you can set and forget, right? That you can just be like,
I've made this choice already. I don't remember what it's about.
I made the choice. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's not that important to me, right? Yeah. And it's really important to the 8 companies who are vying for my dollars. But once I've made one, it doesn't matter anymore, right? And of course, the brands themselves make that difficult because they change it up. Like, I'd love that for the shoes that I wear. Just like, let me just buy the same shoes that I bought 2 years ago to walk around. Oh, they don't exist anymore. Oh, they're only in that hideous color. Oh my God. Like, why do I have to rethink this again? Like, I actually really don't want to have to rethink most of my buying decisions over and over and over again. But with regard to intellectual stuff, there's almost nothing that you can safely set and forget. You actually have to say for almost anything coming in, once you trust people, and this is actually something that we both used to say in our classrooms, that I would say on the very first day. I'm up here, I've got the degree that allows me to be a college professor, and you guys are all paying tuition, and you should not trust me on that basis. I will be writing your narrative evaluations at the end of the quarter rather than grades, but maybe you don't come, I have to earn your respect and your trust. And if I fail to do that, you shouldn't stay in this classroom. You shouldn't, go into the field with me. You should not pretend to be learning from me, which is in fact what most students are doing at every level, is kind of, ticking off boxes and nodding when they're supposed to nod and regurgitating stuff. And they go to the next class. And if it's like postmodernism and then physics, well, they're at complete odds with one another. And they're pretending in one or the other, or maybe sometimes both of them, and just playing the how do I satisfy this teacher game. And it's what a lot of us have begun to do with our media as well. So being extremely skeptical of everything that comes in, coming to trust and respect some voices that still will make errors, but that you don't have to apply the same level of skepticism at all times too, is a way to shortcut a little bit of it. But really, whenever claims are made, like masks don't help, or the vaccines are safe, the data say so, and trust the science. Well, no, that's actually not how science works. And you've just given me an indication that I now need to go back and figure out what it is that you're basing that on. And oh wow, that was political, not scientific at all. Now what do I do?
Yeah, you got to do your own work. Anybody who's robbed a bank or a stagecoach knows that masks work. All right. You're feeling a little shortchanged at my response.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.